Audible is making summer a little bit sweeter for Amazon Prime members. For a limited time, you can join for just $4.95 a month for your first 3 months and enjoy the stories you love outdoors. Use the Audible app and sit poolside with J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or hit the beach with Stephen King's The Outsider. You'll get 1 credit a month good for any audiobook. Exchange any you don't like. Summer is the perfect time for this Prime member offer. Get it now at audible.com/prime.
This is No BS Job Search Advice Radio, episode 1166. I'm your host, Jeff Altman, the Big Game Hunter, and welcome. It's Monday, new work week, more people to coach. Love to help you too. Listen to the end of the show for information about how to get in touch with me about coaching. And today's show is a really simple one. It's about whether or not to put references on your resume. Hope you find this helpful. Please give it a great review. I'd love to help you. You'd be helping others. I'd appreciate you. So I simply say, leave a great review. I'd really appreciate it. I'll stop singing. Also want to mention my classes on Skillshare. If you go to Skillshare.com using the link in the show notes, well, even if you don't join, you'll have access to all my classes on Skillshare, and I've got a bunch of them. So again, Skillshare.com is the site, and if you do become a member using that link, Skillshare will give you 2 free months instead of the 1 that they advertise on the show notes, and it is completely free. By the way, at the end of the show, I mentioned that it's 99 cents. I'll re-record it in the next day or two to be more accurate. Now, with that, let's get going.
So this one's about references. Now, when I talk with people, when I get resumes from people, sometimes they make the mistake of putting their references on their resume or providing a separate list of references. And to recruiters, and this is true of both agency and corporate recruiters, those references are like red meat to them. Now, let me explain why. When you provide a reference, agency and corporate recruiters are often thinking of, this is someone I should network with and maybe recruit for our jobs. So they start getting distracted when they start noticing that, hey, one of your references fits this job I have. Maybe I should call them up and segue the reference check into another candidate. So you get lost in the shuffle while they start fixating on the other person. Now, sometimes people also make the mistake of not clearing with their references that it's okay to provide them, and they just stick them on the resume. Now, this puts your current manager in a bind if they get a call out of the blue, because now they know you're looking for a job. You're going to be short. You're going to be out of their organization at some point, and they have to start looking for a replacement for you because you've already signaled it. So with agency and corporate recruiters calling references, even if you have some admonition not to call until we get to an offer stage or whatever that you have there, corporate recruiters still do it anyway. Maybe they don't wind up doing it saying, hey, I'm calling up to check a reference on Ramesh or Jane, but they call up and they say, hi, I'm doing a search for a client and heard some nice things about your work and want to talk with you. And again, you're lost in the shuffle while they get focused on this individual. Also want to mention that when you get to the point of an offer and you believe references are going to be checked, you want to get an idea of what they're going to say and how they're going to say it. Tell them not to get all sorts of confessional about imperfections in your background. You're not perfect, neither are they. So tell them to give you great rankings. So if they do the 1 to 10 scale, they can, if they don't want to say 10, which I don't want anyone to really say, I would have them say 9+. So that in this way, it doesn't look like they're a rigged reference. It looks like they really hold you in high regard. Why did you rank that person a 9+ and not a 10? 10 is perfect to me. This individual isn't perfect. They've got a couple of imperfections. Everyone does. So, I don't want to fixate on the imperfections, but, like everyone, they sometimes make a mistake. So I give them a 9+ because their work is extraordinary. Isn't that a great way to respond?
So that's today's show. I hope you found it helpful. If you did, here are a few ways to engage with me. First of all, I just want to start by saying that I no longer do recruiting. I coach people to perform at a high level. So again, I no longer do recruiting. But if you visit my website, which is thebiggamehunter.us, and look at the tabs on the top, you'll see a menu of choices available to you. First of all, you can hire me to do a resume and or LinkedIn profile critique, interview preparation, help you with a salary negotiation, answer your questions about your job search, advise you about a decision you have to make about a job offer. Those are all there as an option. I can do a job search makeover with you where we critique everything you've been doing in your search up until that point and come up with alternatives. If you're relatively early in your search, we can do a complete coaching program where I work with you from beginning to end in half-hour increments so it doesn't have to take a lot of time for each session. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn at linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. Mention that you listen to the show because I love hearing from folks who like it and are interested in my help. Again, linkedin.com/IN/the-big-game-hunter. You can take my classes on Skillshare too and become a premium member for 99 cents for the first few months. I have a link in the show notes. Just follow that link, sign up, take my classes. Lastly, I want to mention to you, you can find a lot of information at thebiggamehunter.us, and at times it may seem like it's too much. So you can look at the best of my material at jobsearchcoachinghq.com, where I've curated information that you can watch, listen to, or read to help you find work more quickly. Again, that's jobsearchcoachinghq.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more, and in the meantime, I hope you have a great day. Take care.